So, it's the first takedown. I've never taken this rifle to pieces in my life. And more foolishly, I'm also going to try to modify the bolt. This rifle is clear, as in there is nothing in the chamber. See, nothing in the chamber. So it says we have to take this bolt out, which seems to be going on forever and ever and ever. Oh, there's a semi-decent screwdriver. It's not great, but it's not bad. Driver like this is basically useless. So we'll put that one off to the side, and we'll remove this barrel band, I guess, by undoing this screw. There's a nut on the back of it. I always put my nuts and bolts back together before I move on to the next step. Now all I've got to do is work out how this actually comes off. There we go. Slides down and off the end. Now this should just lift out, apparently. Doesn't feel like it's just going to lift out. We'll try taking the magazine out. There we go. So it does just lift out. And there we have the dangerous part of the gun and the not so dangerous part of the gun. Interestingly, this stock, I don't think I can get the camera around far enough to show, but it looks like the stock is removable, or at least the butt plate in the stock is removable, or could be made removable. Have a look at that later. So what I've got to do now is drift these two pins out, for which I've got a centre punch to get them started, and a stainless steel nail. So I've got a roll of duct tape, a roll of tape at that end to put the barrel, and I'll put a roll of tape under this end to support this. And then we'll give these a little bit of a tap. Oh, look at that. Who needs a hammer? Oh, we need a hammer on that one. That one just practically fell out. Judging by the way that just pushed forwards, I'm going to have to slide that forwards. There we go, that's taking the spring off of it now. Judging by the feel of it, this isn't actually a stainless steel now, but that's the two pins out. So now my trigger comes out. We can set the receiver and the barrel off to the side. There's the inside. Spring. Bolt. So we'll put that over there. This is the bit we're interested in. More importantly, this I think is the ejector. It's this part here that we're interested in. So apparently I need to take this pin and this pin out. So back to the duct tape. Oh, they come out really easy. I would advise anyone that's doing this for the first time to take some pictures or something so that you can see how it's all laid out in there. these springs seem to come out really easy, or these pins seem to come out really easy, so I'll just push them through gently. So that spring's pinged back round that way. And now we'll take the magazine release pin out. And they've both dropped out. So we've got our ejector. And 2 pins. And the part we want is this. Now from what I've seen, I've got to remove this. I don't think I've got a file small enough to go in there, so I'll be doing it with a Dremel. It's going to be noisy, but I'll try it anyway. And what I've got to try and achieve is a more curved edge across there. Thanks to father-in-law, we have a box of Dremel Delights here. Unfortunately, that's the only Dremel bit I've got that's actually going to fit. So you're going to have to be very careful with it. But there's the piece clamped to the edge of the table. Flip it over and do the other side. So we'll give it a clean up with a very fine file. That should do it. think. Certainly looks like the right shape. So we'll put it back in and see what happens. Obviously, as with most things in life, assembly, reassembly is the opposite of disassembly. The only trouble is I didn't really pay too much attention as to how that come out. No, it's not going to go in that way, it's going to go in that way. So yes, it just slides down the side of the firing pin. I think the spring has to come around that way. Let me slide this down there. Like that, and then the spring goes back. And there's our pinhole lined up. So we'll push the bottom one through. Keep jiggling it around, it will go in there in the end. Got to get the magazine thing lined up as well. It's so awkward with the camera in the way. Try and get all these parts lined up before we put the pin through. There we go. Pin 1, spring down, pin through a bit. Ejector on, push the pin almost all the way through, and then push the spring down, and then push the pin the rest of the way through. Now that should be it. And we bring the rifle back over. I hate pins. So front one goes in first. I don't think it really matters. Then we put the back one in. Oh look, they're so loose it's fallen out. Then we put the back one in. Then we bring the stock over. Bloody pin's fallen out again. I have to do something about that. There you go. It's all together. I'm not going to put the barrel band on just yet in case I have to take the pieces again, in case what I just did didn't work. Put the bottom screw in there. And now you should be able to slide that back, lock it in place, and then well, that was a complete fail. It's what you got to love about YouTube videos. People only show you when they got it right first time, or when they got it perfect. It's locked in place. It's locked in place, so when I pull that back, that is pinging up a little bit. Ping. I guess it's just not pinging up quite enough. So, it's a good job I didn't take the barrel band off. Put the barrel band back on. Where's that Allen key gone? So we'll have it back to bits again. So we need to push this one out again. And we need to push this one out again. Take out the ejector, take out the bolt lock. Looking at it, doesn't look as curved as it should be. So I'm guessing just maybe this. Can't really see it very well with this background, but there's a bit here that's not quite gone. So we'll take some more out, see if that makes a difference. So we're going to take some more off the top here. We give that a go. So reassembly again. Make sure the spring's back over. Safety's halfway. Slides that down in there. Put the bottom pin in. Put the top pin in halfway. Ejector rod on. Flip the spring over. Push the spring down. Oh, you bastard. Push the spring down. Put that the right way around. Turn it up that way once you've got pins in, they won't fall out then. Make sure the safety's halfway across. And put this back in. Keep your fingers crossed. Bolt's not being stopped by anything. And lock it in place. And it still doesn't work. So looking at some pictures, I still need to take some more off the top here. This is getting a bit hair raising now because there's not much metal left there. Give that a try. Okay. Lock. Unlock. Lock. Unlock. lock, unlock, lock, unlock, disco. So all that's left to do is to put the barrel band back on and it's ready to rock and roll next week.